Okay, so this time we're looking at scientific notation again. This time we're looking at multiplying and dividing. So we're going to take two numbers that are written in scientific notation and we're going to multiply them together. Now the process is pretty simple when you see it, but it really is something you need to practice. So this says 3 times 10 to the power of 4. Okay, so that's a nice big number. And we're going to multiply it by, or they've put brackets in there, and we're going to multiply it by 2 times 10 to the power of 6. Now again, that's a nice big number, 2 times 10 to the power of 6. Now you can see they've put brackets in here. They've put brackets here and they've put brackets here. But those brackets aren't really necessary. The only thing the brackets are telling us is this is a number and this is a different number. But if you look, it's a multiply, and it's another multiply. So it doesn't matter what order we do this multiplication in. So I'm going to do it in an order that makes more sense to me. First of all, I'm just going to get rid of the brackets altogether so you can more clearly see that. Okay, so it says 3 times 10 to the 4 times 2 times 10 to the 6. I can rewrite this with just my simple numbers over here on the left and my 10 to the power of on the right. So I'm going to write it as 3 times 2 times 10 to the 4 times 10 to the 6. Now, something that you already know, if you do 3 times 2, that's going to be 6. So that's nice and easy. Now, I'm going to do 10 to the 4 times 10 to the 6. Now, I just might do it over here and a little bit over here. Now, this is something you may not have seen before. It's a little bit counterintuitive, but when you see it happen now, hopefully you'll learn it and practice it and you'll be fine with it. Now, if you have 10 to the power of 4 and you multiply it by 10 to the power of 6, the answer will be 10 to the power of 4 plus 6. Okay, so if you need to multiply two things together which have the same, this is called the base, the 10 is the base, they have the same base but they're to the power of something and to the power of something else. If you want to multiply them together, you just add them together. Okay, so 10 to the power of 4 plus 6 is equal to 10 to the power of 10. And finally, we can finish up 6 times 10 to the power of 10. Okay, so just stop for a moment and think about what you've just done. You had a number, 3 times 10 to the 4 times 2 times 10 to the 6. So a number, a big number, multiplied by another big number. And now, finally, at the end, we have a different big number. We have 6 times 10 to the power of 10. So it might look a little bit complicated the first time you do it, but really all we're doing is taking two numbers and multiplying them by each other to get one number, 6 times 10 to the power of 10, which is of course just 6 with 10 zeros at the end. 6 with 10 zeros. So you can see a pretty big number. Now we can also do things the other way. We can do 9 times 10 to the power of 7. That's a number here. And it's divided by, you know I hate that divide by sign, so I'm going to use a vinculum instead, this line here. So 9 times 10 to the power of 7 divided by 3 times 10 to the power of 4. Now, in order for us to solve this, it should be fairly obvious that we can sort of do things similar to how we did them over here. We have a simple number and a simple number here. So we can divide those simple numbers by each other. So 9 divided by 3 is just going to be 3. Or if you wanted to we'll leave it at that. 9 divided by 3 we can just leave as 3. Now this 10 to the 7 divided by 10 to the 4. Now here's another little thing that you might want to see. I'll just write it over here. 10 to the 7 divided by 10 to the 4. Now that's going to be equal to 10 to the 7 minus 4. So those 7 and that 4, just like when we were adding them, when we were multiplying, because division's the opposite, if we're dividing and we've got the same basis, 10 and 10, 7 divided by 4, it's going to end up being 10 to the 7 minus 4, which is 10 to the 3. Okay, so again, just think a little bit about what we've done here. We had a number, a big number, 9 times 10 to the 7, and we divided it by another big number, 3 times 10 to the 4, and we've ended up with a slightly smaller number, 3 times 10 to the 3. If you divide one number by another number, or a big number by a small number, you end up getting a smaller number than what you started with. So that kind of makes a little bit of sense here. Something you're really going to want to practice, make sure you do have a go at these practice, practice, practice.